Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, more patch info just been dropped today from Banana Jam. Woo! Banana Jam is on fire since she's been back. And honestly, this is going to be one of the best patches we've ever had. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is one of the best patches ever, honestly. So look, before we get into the patch information, we've just had a little drop of a little snippet of info. Wasn't worth a whole video, but kind of fits in this one nicely now. Dragon's Lair, as of the 19th, as of tomorrow, Dragon's Lair is going to have a 2x chance to drop speed gear. I feel like they're trying to flush out the energy savers amongst us, like me, for the upcoming Christ event. So there's going to be a chance to get speed gear, 2x chance, as of tomorrow for 72 hours. So basically right over the weekend. Speed gear for an early game account is absolute king. Honestly, the later you get into the game, you still use it, but it's used a lot less. Like if I look at my, who's actually built nowadays? If I look at my champions that are built, they tend to get, maybe a 2-piece speed set, but it tends to be way more specific builds. And speed gear tends to be a filler rather than the main kind of build. But certainly a speed booster, obviously, or an early game account, you need speed gear for days. So it's actually a really good event to get in the mix of, especially if you're if you're early to mid game. Anyway, let's get into the patch info. So what's coming then? What's so exciting about the next stuff? So I've already spoken about a couple of changes to Clan Shop. That was okay. Few champion rebalances. Cool. Your cold coming in the Clan Shop, I think, is actually going to be awesome. But yeah, new stuff. We got super raids in Doom Tower this patch. Honestly, I've said it already. It's a start, but not enough. We kind of don't want to continue to watch every battle through, but at least we're doubling or we're halving the time that we were spending doing it. They're bringing the same thing to Faction Wars. So Faction Wars, we're going to have a super raid available. Doesn't save you a lot though if you think about it, because you're kind of, you're only watching it through. It depends where you are, I guess. If you're earlier game, maybe it'll save you a bit of time. But later game, you're only watching it through 3 times. It's going to save you one of those runs, maybe. But we're going to get super raids on Faction Wars, but also multi-battles. So I'm trying to work out in my head, what's the point of both? Multi-battles surely uses up all your keys. Super raids, I guess you watch it less times over. Whatever. I don't care. The multi-battle thing is awesome anyway, because, I can just set this to go 3 times, go and make that cup of tea, come back, and it's done. So Faction Wars update is nice. It's a time saver, which is what we need. I've said it a ton of times. Time is the biggest challenge in this game right now for the developers to fix. And I honestly think there's a load of stuff they could do really quick, but this is a good start. This is a good start. They're making some headway towards some of this stuff. So yeah, Faction War update is good. But the next one is massive. The next one is an absolute beast of a change. It is the change to beat all changes. So when you're going through Fire Night and you're trying to beat stage 19 and you just wish that when you got to the boss, everybody came ready with a particular skill. Or it might be that you want a lore to use all of our skills through the waves, but on the boss, I just want you to use your A1, because that's the only skill I care about on the boss. Yeah, and there's loads of examples where this happens. It might be that you're fighting through Doom Tower. Yeah, let's say you're on Dark Fae, and you know that against Dark Fae, you really want to have your abilities good to go for the boss. So actually on Wave 2, what you end up doing is clicking away from auto, using a load of A1s, so that you get your abilities back for the boss fight. Well, as of the next patch, which I think is coming next week, they haven't got a definite date yet, but next week sometime, there is going to be a change to the saved team setup. The upcoming update, it will make it possible to set different skill priorities for the different rounds of battle. This should give you more flexibility with campaign, dungeons, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing is pretty simple. All you have to do is select round 1, 2, or 3 when you're doing your skill. I don't have any actual visuals of this yet. and set up priorities for each round. It's actually huge. It's so big. It's so big, especially in places like Doom Tower or when you're getting later game content and you've got to beat waves before you get to a boss. Mainly, honestly, it's a Doom Tower thing, but it's so big to be able to get auto teams to farm some of the hardest bosses, especially when you don't want them to do certain skills, or you want them to come to the final phase with their big boy skills waiting to go. So there you go. It's going to make loads more auto teams possible. That's the cool thing. So, auto teams to beat up bosses, they will just be tons easier. Bommel, Dark Fae are the two that kind of really spring to mind, but I'm sure there's others as well. Even something like Scarab Boss, just coming into Scarab and just being able to use the main skill that you want them to use for that final boss is going to be huge. So there you go, guys. Look, short video again from me. We're kind of getting bite-sized chunks of all of these different updates, but feels like this patch, for one that we thought wasn't going to come, is actually going to be a juicy one.